What's happening, sports fans? How you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Good day to you. And Tyrese, Haliburton, Jayson Tatum, and Damian Lillard, all NBA stars. They suffered season-ending injuries due to a ruptured Achilles. There seems to be a rise happening in the NBA. We're going to talk about that in this segment. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that follow button, and subscribe to the YouTube channels if you have not already done so. Those channels are Kendrick Sports Hustle as well as TFG Sports Media. Again, the finals just ended. Oklahoma City Thunder 1-7, but one of the bigger stories was the loss of Pacers' Tyrese Haliburton. He went out in the first quarter with seemed to be just a non-contact play. And then eventually it would be known that he actually ruptured his Achilles, which made 3 Pacers this season that had ruptured Achilles tendon. The other 2, James Wiseman as well as Isaiah Jackson. Well, Jay Williams, who's a former NBA player who made an appearance on First Take a couple of days ago, he gave his theory on what he thinks is why we're seeing more of these injuries to NBA players. Take a listen to what Jay Williams had to say on ESPN's First Take.
This pace in this year's pace for the NBA, 108.9, is faster than any other season since the early 70s. And 8 Achilles tears this season that we just went through. To me, that's not a coincidence. That's more of a trend that we're starting to see with what's happening in the sport.
3 Pacers.
Exactly, 3. And it brought me back to the KD moment, Stephen A., right?
Yes.
You know, we talk about that Game 5 against Toronto, in Toronto for KD, where we saw it. We talked about Jayson Tatum, Dame.
Rolled up on
I just think it's, as it relates to protocols, and as we have more pace and space, as we have more expand the court, more threes, it increases the problem of injuries, soft tissue injuries like this. And I think the NBA is going to have to find different ways.
Again, that was Jay Williams, NBA analyst who appeared on ESPN's First Take just a few days ago, giving his thoughts, and he talked about the pace of the NBA, where there's a lot more possessions now. Players a little bit more athletic. It's a lot of up and down, a bunch of threes, and he feel like the pace is the reason why we're seeing a lot of these Achilles injuries. Now, the Achilles tendon is a very, very important part of a basketball player's body, movement and explosiveness. And it bears a lot of stress. It puts a lot of stress on a player's feet when he's starting and stopping and jump stopping and doing all those things. So again, I don't know the reason for this. Could it be the shoes? I was checking out some other YouTube sports guy on YouTube a couple of days ago, and he felt like that these players now, the shoes they wear a lot of those mid-highs. They don't wear the high tops tennis shoes like we used to. You see a lot of them with the mid-highs, which doesn't do a lot, doesn't give the ankle a lot of support, but I would still feel like that would still support the Achilles. So I don't think it has anything to do with the shoes. Again, Jay Williams wants to chalk it up to possessions. He said this is, as far as the pace and the possessions, it's the most since the 70s. So I just think this is something that just happens in all sports. I remember a couple of years ago where it seemed to be a lot of hamstring injuries in the NFL. You guys recall that? I want to say that was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Just seemed like guys were having more of those hamstring injuries than ever before. Again, now you're talking about the Achilles here in the NBA. So how can the NBA fix this? I don't know. They already trying to do the load management. They talking about cutting regular season games, and all this talk has been that. I don't see that happening just because of the television deals and the money that could be lost when you don't have those regular season games. I just think the players probably just have to, I'm not going to say they're not in great shape, because most of them are. I just think that maybe you just have to figure out a way to maybe play the offensive game a little bit different. Maybe cut down on the fast pace. Maybe do a little bit more half-court sets. But again, no matter what you do, I think injuries is just going to occur. It's just going to happen. So I'd like to know what you guys think about the uptick in Achilles injuries in the NBA. What can be done? What's your thoughts on it? Talk to me in the comments. I like to hear them. I'm Kendrick, the sports guy. We will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Peace.